170 million Americans are in the path of what forecasters are calling a catastrophic winter event right now. And the question you need to ask yourself is this: are you one of them? Because in the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly what is coming to your state, when it is arriving, and what you need to do today to prepare. The National Weather Service just upgraded their warning language 30 minutes ago. They are now using words like catastrophic and extreme impacts. These aren't terms they throw around lightly. In fact, they've only used this level of warning 4 times in the past decade. And here's what makes this different. We're not just talking about one storm system. We're looking at back-to-back Arctic blasts that will keep temperatures below freezing for 2 full weeks across most of the country. Let me give you the numbers that came through at 3:45 this morning. Over 1 foot of snow is now forecast for 12 states. Ice accumulations exceeding 1 inch are expected in 7 states. Power outages lasting up to 2 weeks are predicted for the hardest hit areas. And here is the part that should get your attention. The second Arctic blast following behind this storm is actually verified by all major weather models now. But here is what I want you to know right now, and this is your reward for staying with me. If you live in any state from Texas to Maine, I'm going to give you your specific forecast. And at the 5-minute mark, I am going to reveal the 3 things you absolutely must do today before the stores close, before the power goes out, before this hits. Plus, I'll show you the hidden danger that most people aren't preparing for but should be. Right now, extreme cold warnings cover an area larger than the entire country of France. Winter storm watches have turned into warnings across 17 states. Ice storm warnings stretch from northern Louisiana all the way through Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and into Tennessee. And here's something most people don't know. The ice accumulation forecast just doubled in the past 6 hours. Let me break down what is happening hour by hour. This afternoon, freezing rain begins in Texas and Oklahoma. By this evening, ice starts coating everything in northern Louisiana and southern Arkansas. Tonight, snow bands develop across Kansas and Missouri. Tomorrow morning, the ice zone expands into Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. By tomorrow afternoon, heavy snow reaches Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. Tomorrow night, the entire mid-Atlantic gets hit with a dangerous mix of snow and ice. And Sunday morning, the Northeast sees the heaviest snowfall rates. Now let me tell you about the ice situation, because this is where things get really serious. The National Weather Service is forecasting catastrophic ice accumulations. What does that mean exactly? When ice reaches 1/4 inch thickness, tree branches start breaking. When it reaches 1/2 inch, you start seeing widespread power outages. When it exceeds 1 inch, we're talking about infrastructure collapse, roads become impassable, and emergency services can't reach you. And here is the forecast. Northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and Mississippi could see ice totals exceeding 1 inch. Parts of the southern Appalachians are looking at 1/2 inch to 1 inch. The Tennessee Valley might get 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And portions of the mid-Atlantic could see 1/4 inch accumulations. What does this mean for power outages? Areas with more than 1/2 inch of ice accumulation are looking at power outages lasting 10 to 14 days. Areas with 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch are looking at outages lasting 5 to 7 days. And even areas with less than 1/4 inch could see outages lasting 2 to 3 days. Now let me walk through each state. Starting with Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area, you are looking at freezing rain starting around 7 p.m. tonight, continuing through tomorrow morning. Ice accumulations of 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, temperatures dropping into the teens by tomorrow night. Abilene and Wichita Falls expect heavier ice, 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Houston and San Antonio stay just warm enough to avoid the worst, but you all still see freezing temperatures. Oklahoma. Tulsa faces major impacts with 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch of ice. Oklahoma City gets 6 to 8 inches of snow plus 1/4 inch of ice on top. The Panhandle sees 8 to 12 inches of snow. Arkansas, northern Arkansas is in the extreme impact zone. Little Rock area could see 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch of ice. This is the highest risk area in the entire country. Southern Arkansas gets slightly less, but still 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. Louisiana. Northern Louisiana parishes face extreme impacts. Shreveport area looking at 1/2 inch to 1 inch of ice. Monroe and surrounding areas get 3/4 inch. Southern Louisiana stays warmer but still sees freezing rain. Mississippi. Northern Mississippi is another extreme impact zone. Tupelo area could see 3/4 inch to 1 inch of ice. Jackson gets 1/2 inch. Gulf Coast stays mostly rain, but temperatures crash after the system passes. Alabama, northwestern Alabama faces major impacts. Huntsville area looking at 1/2 inch of ice. Birmingham gets 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. Central and southern Alabama see mostly rain transitioning to freezing temperatures. Tennessee. This is where snow and ice combine for dangerous conditions. Memphis area gets 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of ice. Nashville sees heavy snow, 6 to 10 inches plus ice. Knoxville area is in a major impact zone with 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch ice. Eastern Tennessee mountains could see up to 1 foot of snow. Kentucky. Louisville area gets 8 to 12 inches of snow. Lexington sees 10 to 14 inches. Eastern Kentucky faces major impacts with heavy snow and ice accumulation. Western Kentucky gets more ice than snow. Missouri. Kansas City area is looking at 8 to 10 inches of snow. St. Louis gets 10 to 14 inches. Southern Missouri faces the worst with heavy snow and ice together. Illinois. Southern Illinois is a major impact area with 8 to 12 inches of snow plus ice. Chicago area gets 6 to 10 inches. Central Illinois sees the heaviest totals, 12 to 16 inches possible. Indiana. Indianapolis area looking at 8 to 12 inches. Southern Indiana gets more ice mixed in. Northern Indiana sees 8 to 10 inches of snow. Ohio. Columbus area gets 8 to 12 inches. Cincinnati sees less snow but more ice. Cleveland and Northern Ohio get 6 to 8 inches. Southern Ohio faces major impacts with snow and ice combination. Michigan. Detroit area gets 4 to 8 inches. Grand Rapids sees 6 to 10 inches. Upper Peninsula gets 8 to 12 inches. The cold following behind is the bigger story here, with wind chills dropping to 30 below zero. Wisconsin, Milwaukee area sees 4 to 6 inches. Madison gets 6 to 8 inches. Northern Wisconsin gets 8 to 12 inches. Wind chills dropping to 40 below zero are the main concern. Minnesota. Twin Cities area gets 3 to 5 inches from this system. But here, what matters. Temperatures drop to 20 below zero with wind chills of 40 to 50 below. This is dangerous cold that lasts for days. Iowa. Des Moines area sees 6 to 10 inches. Eastern Iowa gets heavier amounts, 8 to 12 inches. Western Iowa sees less snow, but much colder temperatures behind it. Kansas. Wichita area gets 6 to 8 inches. Kansas City sees 8 to 10 inches. Western Kansas gets 4 to 6 inches. Nebraska. Omaha area sees 4 to 8 inches. Lincoln gets 6 to 8 inches. Western Nebraska sees less but colder temperatures. South Dakota and North Dakota. These states get 3 to 6 inches from this system, but the real story is the Arctic blast behind it. Temperatures drop to 30 below zero with wind chills of 50 to 60 below. This is life-threatening cold. West Virginia. This state gets hit hard with both snow and ice. Charleston area sees 8 to 12 inches of snow plus 1/4 inch of ice. Eastern Panhandle gets 12 to 16 inches. Southern counties face major impacts. Virginia. Northern Virginia sees 8 to 12 inches of snow. Richmond area gets 6 to 8 inches plus 1/4 inch of ice. Roanoke and southwestern Virginia get 10 to 14 inches. Tidewater area sees mostly rain initially, then transitions to snow. Maryland, Baltimore area gets 8 to 12 inches. Washington, D.C. suburbs see 10 to 14 inches. Western Maryland could get 14 to 18 inches. Delaware. Wilmington area sees 6 to 10 inches of snow plus ice. Southern Delaware might see a warm nose push through, melting some accumulation temporarily. Pennsylvania. Philadelphia area gets 8 to 12 inches. Pittsburgh sees 10 to 14 inches. State College in central Pennsylvania could get 14 to 18 inches. This is a major impact zone. New Jersey. Northern New Jersey sees 8 to 12 inches. Atlantic City and southern areas get 6 to 10 inches. A warm layer might cause some mixing to rain temporarily. New York. New York City area sees 8 to 12 inches. Albany and upstate get 12 to 16 inches. Buffalo area sees 10 to 12 inches. Long Island gets 8 to 10 inches. Connecticut, Hartford area gets 10 to 14 inches. Coastal areas see 8 to 12 inches. This is a crippling snowfall for the entire state. Rhode Island, Providence area sees 8 to 12 inches. Coastal areas might mix with rain briefly, but accumulate heavy snow. Massachusetts. Boston area gets 10 to 14 inches. Worcester and central areas could see 14 to 18 inches. Cape Cod gets 8 to 10 inches. Vermont and New Hampshire. These states are looking at 12 to 18 inches of snow. Higher elevations could see up to 2 feet. This is followed by dangerous cold with wind chills of 30 to 40 below zero. Maine. Portland area sees 10 to 16 inches. Bangor and northern Maine get 12 to 18 inches. Coastal areas might see some mixing, but still heavy accumulation. Now here's something most forecasts aren't telling you: the wind chill values coming behind this storm. Minnesota and the Dakotas will see wind chills of 50 to 60 below zero. Wisconsin and Michigan face 40 to 50 below. Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio looking at 20 to 30 below. Even the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast will see wind chills of 0 to 10 below. And here's the timeline for the cold. Today is the warmest day you all see for the next 2 weeks in most areas. Tomorrow, temperatures crash. By Monday, widespread sub-zero readings across the northern tier. Tuesday through Thursday, the coldest days with record lows possible. And then here's the twist. Another Arctic blast arrives next weekend, February 1st through 3rd. It won't be quite as cold as this first one, but it keeps temperatures well below normal for another week. Let me tell you about the hidden danger I promised: pipes freezing. With power outages lasting days in some areas and temperatures staying below freezing continuously, unprotected pipes will freeze and burst. This causes thousands of dollars in damage. Even in areas that rarely see extended freezes like Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi, this is a real threat. Now here's what you need to do today, right now. Number 1, stock up on food and water for at least 1 week, not just a few days. The combination of ice, snow, and bitter cold means stores might not reopen for days. Number 2, fill up your gas tank completely. If power goes out, gas stations can pump fuel. You need a full tank. Number 3, protect your pipes. Open cabinet doors under sinks. Let faucets drip. Know where your water shutoff valve is located. But there is more. Charge every device you own. Power banks, phones, laptops, everything. Get batteries for flashlights and radios. If you heat with propane, check your tank level. Dawn tea, wait until it's empty. Get firewood now if you have a fireplace. Stock up on any medications you need. And here's what most people forget. Have a plan for where to go if power stays out for days. Can you stay with family or friends? Hotels in unaffected areas will fill up fast. Make those arrangements now, not when you're already freezing. The window to prepare is closing. By tonight, conditions deteriorate across Texas and Oklahoma. By tomorrow, ice makes travel impossible across the South. By Sunday, the entire eastern half of the country deals with dangerous conditions. Now, I want you to do something. Drop a comment right now with the city and state where you relocated. I am monitoring this situation continuously, and I can give you specific updates for your exact location. The more specific you are, the better information I can provide. Are you in the extreme impact zone, the major impact zone, or facing the dangerous cold behind the storm? Here is what's coming in the updates over the next few days. Tomorrow morning, I'll have the overnight ice accumulation reports and updated power outage numbers. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll track the snow bands moving into the Midwest and Mid-Atlantic. Sunday morning, I'll have the Northeast forecast refinement as that heavy snow moves in. And here is something to watch. Models are showing a potential southern snowstorm for the first week of February. It's still too early for specifics, but the pattern supports another winter storm affecting areas from Texas to the Carolinas. The GFS model is showing snow potentially reaching central Florida. That's how cold the air mass will be. The combination of factors makes this historic. The coverage area affecting 170 million people, the intensity with ice accumulations exceeding 1 inch in multiple states, the duration with impacts lasting 2 full weeks, and the cold with some areas seeing their coldest temperatures in decades. Compare this to past events. The ice storm of 1994 caused $2 billion in damage. The snowstorm of 1996 paralyzed the East Coast for a week. This event has the potential to combine both the ice and snow impacts at once across a larger area than either of those storms. Emergency management officials across 17 states are activating their response plans. National Guard units are on standby in 8 states. Power companies have crews staged from other regions ready to respond. But here is the reality. With ice accumulations this heavy and cold, this intense, response times will be slow. Trees and power lines will be down everywhere. Roads will be impassable. It could take days just to assess the damage, then weeks to restore power in the hardest hit areas. For those in the extreme impact zones, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and the southern Appalachians, you need to prepare for the possibility of no power for 2 weeks. That means food that doesn't need refrigeration or cooking, water for drinking and sanitation, heat sources that don't require electricity. This is serious preparation. For those in major impact zones, which include most of the South, Midwest, and Mid-Atlantic, prepare for at least 1 week of difficult conditions. Power outages are likely. Travel will be dangerous or impossible. Having supplies on hand isn't optional. Even if you are not in a high-impact zone, the cold affects everyone. Wind chills of 20 to 30 below zero are dangerous. Exposed skin can freeze in minutes. Carbon monoxide poisoning increases when people use improper heating sources. House fires increase from space heaters. These are real dangers that happen during extended cold events. Now, let me address something important. I'm not trying to scare you. I am trying to prepare you. There's a difference. Fear paralyzes. Preparation empowers. Knowing what's coming and having a plan reduces anxiety. You can handle this situation if you prepare now. The good news, weather forecasting has never been more accurate. We know this is coming. We know when it's arriving. We know how intense it will be. That gives you time to prepare. Use that time wisely. After this system passes, we're not going back to normal winter weather. The pattern stays cold. That negative North Atlantic oscillation I mentioned keeps Arctic air locked over the eastern United States. This means multiple opportunities for winter storms through early February. The Arctic oscillation reaches its strongest negative phase on Wednesday of next week. That S when the coldest air arrives. Then it stays negative through the first week of February, keeping temperatures well below normal. The pattern might not break until mid-February. For snow lovers, this is a dream pattern. For everyone else, it's a test of preparation and patience. But here's the thing. Communities pull together during events like this. Neighbors help neighbors. People check on elderly residents. We get through it together. So here's my final message for now. Prepare today, stay safe tomorrow, stay warm all week, and stay connected for updates. I'll be here every day with the latest information, tracking every development, providing specific forecasts for your area. Drop that comment with your location. Join our community of people tracking this together. And share this information with anyone who needs to know. The more people who prepare, the safer everyone will be. 1. This is a significant weather event, but it's not unprecedented. We've handled winter storms before. We'll handle this one. The key is preparation, patience, and community. Take this seriously, but don't panic. Act now, but stay calm. And remember, this will pass. Spring will come. But first, we have to get through the next 2 weeks together. Stay safe out there, everyone. I'll see you in the next update with more specific information.